Hello guys and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. My name is Rabbidluigi. In the last episode, we did some exploring around Hyrule. We got some memories of Zelda in a pond, or in a spring actually. We also freed a dragon from the tyrannies of Ganon's evil goopy purple stuff, like Blight or Malice or whatever it's supposed to be called. I forget the terminology. You find me basically the warp point for Hyrule, which is kind of cool. It's inside Death Mountain. It's inside the volcano. The volcano's down there. I'm pretty sure even with like max upgrades on everything, we wouldn't really survive for very long, or without difficulties or anything like that. What I'm gonna do, among other things, the beautiful thing about where we are currently with this video game, is we have free reign to sort of mop up things before the final confrontation, which means that progress may be a little scatterbrained and inconsistent. My Moblin Club finally died. That's kind of not what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to just use it up, but I guess if it's gonna burn, that's not such a problem either. We still have a slot left. I have been told by many people that I should not be using, for example, I shouldn't be using this. I should be focusing on things that are close to, you know, being ruined. That's from Rivali, so we won't bring that out yet, but you know what I mean. I also, incidentally, I'll equip this, because you might know what that means. I fought off screen, that's okay, because blood moons are a thing, so I will be able to fight it on screen at some point. I fought the Lionel that caused me so many troubles on Gerudo Highlands. It was quite a fight. I just wanted to see if I was able to do it, if my gaming ability was up to scratch, mainly because I wanted, if I can go to the right menu, which is gonna be a miracle if I can find it, I wanted more Lionel, don't think about it and just do it, Lionel hooves, because I saw upgrades last episode, or the episode before that. I didn't even notice this shrine, so I might go to that one first. Is it higher? It might be higher. It's higher to the, yeah, that'll work, I think. I noticed in the upgrades last episode that there were a lot of things, or at least the barbarian armor wanted Lionel hooves. And how do you do that? By killing Lionels. And I tried to find some, but I kept not misplacing them. You can't misplace a Lionel. They're so goddamn big and imposing. But in terms of them having enough to kill them and get lots of hooves without blood moons and spawn rates getting in the way, I'm thinking we can do this, but maybe just to make my life a little easier and get all my stamina back, we'll take a trip, or a stopping point at this high rock, and knock out 2 shrines right off the bat. I apologize if every single episode isn't quite as productive as the last, but certain amounts of it are, I don't want to do too much off screen. The Lionel was just a theoretical exercise more than anything else. It looks like there was something over there, like sparkling. Or is that just, I don't know, is that just like long render distance and lighting reflecting off things that haven't quite come into view, and they're not quite glitching out, but they're slightly confused over what's really happening. It is really warm today. I briefly had a cat in here. The cat left just before I started recording, which was very irritating because I was perfectly set up, and then the cat's like, I want to leave. I was like, you goddamn ragamuffin, okay, you're goddamn adorable, but a little bit inconveniencing me. That's fine. What is that? Is that a Goron? Or is that an enemy? It might be a Goron. These all Korok seeds are a fuse. Gut check rock and gore what's-a-face. Greator. We can't even lift these. That's interesting. What's going on here? Are you just in the way? Do you want to not be here? Show me your power. I'll show you more than that. Pump it up, brother! Are you okay? By the gods, I love me some muscle. That sounds like a personal problem. This right here is our hardcore training ground, String Bean. This is where we come to get ripped and shredded. Ripped and shredded. Should sort of, slow it down a little bit. It's where Goron boys become Goron men, brother. Could you please move? I ain't moving a muscle, brother. Not a single well-defined muscle. This is a special platform, sacred even, only real Goron men, as decided by us 3 Goron blood brothers who are allowed. Besides, my littlest bro is in the middle of training right now. A brother does not interrupt a brother's training, brother. Oh god. But I gotta say, you do seem like a real man of action, almost like you have a Goron air about you. I like it. So what are you waiting for, what are you waiting for, brother? Get training. Yeah, that's it. If you can clear our hardcore training program, I'll move out of your way. You're not really in my way. Good answer, brother. We're gonna shred you to pieces, little man. Prepare your tiny self. Okay, let me explain how this hardcore training works. These rules are dead simple. Simple as a deadlift, brother. it's not funny. Starting from the bottom, you gotta climb up back here within the time limits. But don't fool yourself into thinking it's a climbing challenge, little man. You gotta pick up rupees as you go. Do I get to keep them? Because that sounds awesome. Get up the cliff within the time limit and grab a passable number of rupees. Do that and you pass the test. Passable sounds curious. If you run out of time or decide to give up halfway through your climb, you'll have to return all the rupees you picked up. That's life, brother. It is a mini game, but it sounds more like a mini game than a training exercise. We're gonna help you push past your limits, brother. Your physical, mental, and emotional limits. Okay, enough messing around. It's time for the hardest of hardcore feats. Gut check challenge. Oh, is that like the broken skull challenge? They have that in this country. I don't know if they have that elsewhere. Oh, almost forgot a tiny detail, tiny man. No train, no gain, and no pay, no stay. So yeah, it's 20 rupees per attempt. You goddamn extortionist. Okay, you are kind of in the way. You gotta collect 100 rupees as you climb. A hardcore Goron man should be able to handle that, no problem. Even if you reach the goal before time runs out, if you don't grab enough rupees, you fail. Don't fail, brother. Got it? Good. Then it's finally time for Gut Check Challenge. Go! Okay. Are you okay? You know? Is everything okay at home? Very intense. I just want to do a shrine. Okay. Let's do immediately. The smart thing to do would be to equip this, because we get the same amount of... we get faster speed, effectively, so that's kind of good. Don't want to waste too much stamina trying to get there. But I do move quickly. You want 100 rupees, and I notice an awful lot of green rupees, which is a little bit concerning. Should I be concerned? I would suggest maybe. It implies I have to find 100 rupees, but I imagine if we go higher, the rupee value may increase a little bit. Just get that go. I'm ready for a gut check challenge. Broken Skull challenge, by the way. Is that thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin or whatever it is? I can't remember. It appears on UK television because, I don't know, are Americans sick of it or something? I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. Anyway, 5 rupees. Let's go. What are we doing? Picking up all these rupees around the summit. I know there's a blue rupee back there. I'm just going to do a quick, like, that's that. Okay, back we go. Good stamina going. It's helpful that they actually they didn't take all my money away, but they have their own separate counter for this challenge or something. Maybe I could speed up a little bit by, you know, sneaking a few things. I'm glad we have this much stamina, because it means we can prove to the very intense Goron that we have the stamina to be considered a real man amongst Goron society, or whatever kind of shit he wants me to prove in order to get into the shrine. Technically, it wasn't in the way, so I'm wondering if this is actually needed to get into the shrine, or is that the reward? Is this a blessing? Many questions as we climb something, which ultimately isn't that exciting to watch. I apologize, but you know how this works by now. Some of this is not necessarily the most exciting spectacle of all time. That's fine. Let's go. Final stretch, I think, maybe. There's maybe 2 more stretches. Didn't stretch before we did this. Link pulls a muscle. It's not my fault. We can maybe skip that, because I don't think that's a little bit far to go for 1 rupee, is my thinking, you know? I think that's reasonable thinking, so let's line it up, do some skips, do some skipping up this mountain. Skipping is not a very manly thing to say. You don't want to be skipped to my loo or some shit, no. Fucking balls to the wall, and then we can just do... No, yeah, we can. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I was slightly concerned about that gradient. Didn't even matter. Gotta be... keeping half an eye out on my recording, because you never know. It doesn't really like me. I don't really abuse it or anything, but you know, there's no reciprocation in the relationship. It just dislikes me. We have 40 seconds, and we're basically at the top. Just gonna pick up some rupees for the trip back home or something. Or maybe, I was hoping it might just do it automatically, but maybe not. Who cares? We got 30 seconds. Maybe not enough stamina. We'll see. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I don't care. 20 rupees is chump change to me. It's not that important. Anyway, I'm done. How you feeling, Goron? Goal! Yeah, or goal. Different thing. That was glorious! Nice going, brother. Now let's see how many rupees you scored. Looks like you got 142 rupees. Unbelievable! I love how his face changes from being really intense to incredibly happy, almost instantly. You've passed our training with the grit of a true Goron, my brother. In fact, you've earned the right to call yourself the 4th Goron Blood Brother. As promised, you are now allowed to stand on this sacred platform of Goron manliness. A real honor, I know. You're officially one of us now, a true Goron brother. Brother, welcome to the family. And good news, 4th brother, it means you can do the gut check challenge all you want. As a Goron Blood Brother, you are ready to do the ready for the hard stuff. Just let me know when you're pumped enough to try it. So that's its own reward. You weren't really in the way, because I could just press this, and I'm sure the lights coming from beneath the platform like that, you would move out the way, thinking, oh god, what has this strange man done? You wouldn't mess with me, is my point, and that would be in of itself a show of strength. Anything, I can change your environment around you. It's brains and resources more than anything else. Anyway, this should be a blessing. It is a blessing. What kind of funky thing do I get? And I imagine, not sure why this is magnetic or why it needs to be magnetic or anything. Great Frostblade. Do we already have this, or do we just get a normal Frostblade? We got another Great Frostblade. It's quite strong. I like the attack plus 15. That's an interesting side-by-side comparison of how strong it is with and without extra bonuses. So that's kind of cool. Does that mean, because he is one of 3 Goron blood brothers, whatever it was, the blood Gorons or whatever it is? I wasn't really paying attention. I'm not sure if you can tell that. Does that mean there are 2 more of these challenges in the overworld somewhere? I don't really mind. I got a bit of money. I technically got 142 rupees for that, so that's quite decent. Although I did have to pay, so it's more like 120 or something. You know, it's a slow turning profit. Maybe it's 100 rupees every time, and it's not that difficult. I don't think it's the most efficient way of getting money. That's going to have to be a thing we need to do later at some point to pay for houses and fairy fountains. So might want to think about that in the future. Anyway, we're going to go to the red one, and thankfully there's a lovely updraft here. Is that going to take me much higher? Not bad. Pretty good. We should be able to get there no problem. I mentioned the heat. It is summer. I actually went sailing with my granddad for the first time in 4 years. And the interesting thing about that is that 4 years ago, I encountered a story which I put into a Let's Play episode on this channel. If anyone can remember, back in the day of Super Mario Sunshine, it's a Let's Play I reference like once a year, but it was a fun Let's Play. I mentioned in one of those episodes about, basically the last time I went sailing before today, that somebody in a gym palace, some kind of large motored vehicle on the water, basically didn't believe that he had to yield to a sailing boat. I don't know if you understand the rules of sailing, but generally something which is motor powered has more maneuverability than something that relies on the wind. And he believed that, you know, he had the ability to just do whatever the hell he wanted. What he has is incredible maneuverability for a sailing vessel. And he was annoyed that we were in his way when he has all the power in the world to go around us, effectively. None of that today. It was quite pleasant. It was, you know, decent wind, not that warm. I was being trained up on how to steer the damn thing, and it's so imprecise. Like, if you steer a car, it goes, you know, you hold the steering wheel in a direction, it goes in a direction. It's another blessing. We're just knocking these shrines out of the park at the moment. That's fine by me. You sort of steer it in a direction, and it goes in that direction, and everything's lovely. It didn't really happen with a boat. You sort of steer it in a direction. There's actually like a, I can't remember if we had a flame blade, but we're gonna check anyway. Like a car, you steer in a direction. With a boat, you pull the wheel down a little bit, and you think it might be going in that direction, and then it, you know, it doesn't seem like it is going in that direction. So you sort of do more, but then it updates and it does all of it at the same time. It's not that easy, okay? I don't really want to throw anything away for a flame blade, especially now you think about it. We have 2 flame blades in there, or great flame blades, and they're much better than a standard one, at least, you know. You gotta weigh up the pros and cons of one-handed weapons versus two-handed weapons. Me, I'd have access to a shield or something. Also, you may notice, as a result of fighting the silver-maned Lionel off-screen, I have lost a shield. We are stuck with the metal shield, the knight's shield. Might want to think about... I don't want to use Urbosa's shield, or whatever that's called, because that's valuable and one-time use only or something, and we gotta get the sword back at some point, because it never went in the compendium, and that's my fault. That's okay. But I would like a funky shield. Maybe we could find a funky shrine or something. Anyway, this is, as you can see from the map, Skull Lake. Around here somewhere is some kind of madman who deals with monster elixir kind of stuff. He does it like a laboratory or something.
Protection is now ready to roll.
Yeah, that's a new thing. That's our incredibly overpowered bit of protection, which is kind of a little too good for most circumstances. Where are we going to find... He's just like right in the lake or something. What is this lake? It seems very, very confusing in a way. All these flowers on the... Like, not lilies. Lilies are white, aren't they? I can't remember. Looking for some kind of civilization. All I can see is a boat and very little else. We can't dive in this game, sadly, so all the stuff below the surface, it's not that valuable at all. Ducks. What happened to the... Do we get it as a quest? Let's look at it as a quest. Anybody mention anything about Death Mountain's secret? Arrows of burning heat? Look at all these quests we can do. Travel a sword. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen a sword since they gave me that quest. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's concerning. Don't be too mad, but I looked it up to see what we need to do, and the simple fact is we are in the right place, but at the wrong time. So instead we need to get some wood. I actually need some more wood, having used it here, because... No, hang on. We know... We've done this before, haven't we? I can't remember. No. Drop it. How do we set something alive? We do it so infrequently that we can never really remember it at any point. Hold the flint. Drop it on that to make something happen. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe hold it at the same time and just throw it at the same time. Like, fire! Let there be fire! No, it didn't happen. I forget how to make fire, but I'm keep going with it. Unless we just hit this with a flame thing. Does that work? Flame thing. Yeah, okay. No flint required, potentially. So we sit at this until night, and then we see whoever is here to... some mad scientist or something. I don't really know. Working it out as I go. It's all going out. Oh, God. How did you sneak that in while I was sleeping or sitting casually? You Oh, no. Hoo-yag! Oh, you actually speak quite high up or something. Oh, it's just a Hylian. This doesn't really work. There's a middle distance here, and I'm not sure what it is. Me? My name is Kelton. I suppose you're here because you heard I was opening a monster shop, and you wanted to see it for yourself. This is a funky-looking monster shop. Yes, I'm opening a monster shop called Fang and Bone, but I'm still preparing for my grand opening. Here's my business card. Fang and Bone, come see old Kilton for the most monstrous deals in all of Hyrule. I'm going to need that card back. It's the only one I have. That's a sad and all too true fact of life. Anyway, are you into monsters? Yeah, they seem fun. How do you like them? Whole lot. I love monsters more than you do. That sounds like a serious problem. Just wanna look at that face. Look at that. Look how intense that face is. Sorry. I did it again. I just love the field of monster research so much that I decided to open a shop all about monsters. I called it Fang and Bone. I travel all around Hyrule in search of rare and exciting monster parts, but I'm not sure which village I should visit next. Kakarika Village or Hateno Village? Though Rita Village and Zora's Domain are also good options. Suppose I could go all the way to Gerudo Village or Lurelin Village. I haven't heard of that place, but Lake Akala is much closer. I'm so excited I can hardly contain myself. That's a very interesting face you just made there. I can't sit around while there are monsters to be studied. I'm off! I'm sure we'll meet again in some village during the night. Fare thee well. Okay, so we have set him off into the world or something, and we'll find him randomly at a village. Yes, Link, that was the appropriate reaction. So, he said Lurelin Village. Where the fuck is that? Because I've never seen it before. Not sure. I'm going to go back to Mount Lanayru and try and go to Nadra Snowfields, because that's where Pakango said there might be a memory. I'm also up here because, as I mentioned last episode, we freed the dragon Nadra. Let's put some clothes on, which means we won't die very quickly. Hopefully, freeing the dragon Nadra means that it's around here quite often. It's not at the moment, which is kind of a piss take, but... what else? That was another thing I did. Let's go. I'm getting distracted again. I got... wherever it is. It's here somewhere. Yeah, that's it. I got another Farash's scale. I think I also got a horn somewhere. Can I sort it? There's a horn. Shard of Farash's horn. There you go. I need another one of those, and I can upgrade my champion's tunic to level 3. What I've heard is that if you want level 4, you have to get like 2 of each scale, or I don't know, the brain of the dragon or whatever it is. So that's something which may require a little bit of farming, but I guess if we can learn the locations where the dragons spawn, basically, and I think this one might spawn here and then just wander around. Maybe it's around here somewhere, but I can't see it. But Farah seems to spawn in Gerudo Highlands, or Highlands even. I'm not sure where Dinral really is. We kind of saw him on the way to the Rito area, didn't we? So maybe we could sort of hover around back there. What's the yellow thing? I don't know, and I'm not willing to really... I don't want to rub it out quite yet. Not like that. I don't want to get rid of that marking, because you know... Luminous stones, give me a second. But you know that it's something important. It's something of some value that is gonna be... I'm gonna miss it if I rub it out. Why? The reason why I'm here... Luminous stones, pretty cool. For a couple of reasons. Luminous stones are almost the most valuable things we can get from the mineral deposits, which aren't like rubies and sapphires and that sort of thing, because really useful for upgrades. So many things, or at least a few things which I want to upgrade want these as ingredients. And also, the guy in Zora's Domain, I'm pretty sure last episode, when we gave him 10 luminous stones for 2 diamonds, I'm pretty sure what he implied is that if we bring him 10 more, he gives us 1 more diamond, which sounds like a very consistent way of getting diamonds. This is Nadra Snowfield. Now then, I forget his advice or his information about where this memory is. I think maybe west of Nadra Snowfield, so we get to like where this marking is and do something. This thing's going on over there. I saw it. Don't tell me you didn't see it. Is that a bloopy? I'll fucking destroy it if it is. I don't know what it is. I'm examining it. Oh, it's a Korok! Why is that a thing? I don't know what it was supposed to... Okay, here's my defense of what's really happening with the Korok seeds, because every time I find a single stone or a boulder in the middle of nowhere and you lift it up and you get a Korok seed and everyone's saying, you know, it's not a puzzle, it's like a hide and seek kind of thing. They were advertised as puzzles. They're Korok seed puzzles, and I expect them to have some kind of puzzle element to it. So I'm a little bit let down. Not necessarily when they don't have a puzzle element to it, but when there's like... When some are much easier than others, effectively. So, got to go all the way over here. We're looking for this one, so... that doesn't really tell me a lot, but there is going to be an arch somewhere. So if we go to the map, looking for some kind of man-made path... Here, bingo, easy, easy. Next, what's the next question? What's the next question on the exam paper? Also, would quite like to go to Purifier Lake, because that sounds kind of like a really cool thing. Let's put everything. Everything will be a marker. We will never miss anything. And also all these ice shrooms, or chill shrooms rather, because they might be useful for upgrading the fire, or the flame guard. The flame guard armor, because sun shrooms are useful for... the Rito armor, the cold resistant stuff. What's around me or nearby me, which is making lots of noise? Could it maybe not do that? Because it makes me think something's following me, and when I think something's following me, I get rather violent, you know. Become kind of jumpy and act kind of out of self-defense rather than out of any kind of intelligence. I've decided that Hinoxes, I can't remember. I don't really care. I've decided they are really easy enemies to kill. Really easy bosses to kill. That told me so. Oh, so it's a Lionel out the middle of nowhere. We'll do them one after another. They're quite easy enemies to defeat. Can I get a Firefly? I want a Firefly. I do. Fight! That did it, maybe? Yeah, a Sunset Firefly. It will be mine. It's not moving very fast. That's quite helpful for me. So I've decided that the Hinoxes are the easiest enemy, large mini-boss in the overworld, effectively, because there's so many ways of just really making this fight a lot easier than you'd think. So anytime he faces me, which he's going to do, just boom, then we whip out an arrow, shoot him in the eye, and then we hold this down, get Urbosa's Fury going, do so much damage to him, and he's immediately dead. That's all it is. That's how simple that is. So, as long as you use the techniques you have, or you use the resources you have at your disposal, you'll be fine. I've noticed he kind of spits out... Have we not got an apple in this game yet? In the compendium? Is that my fault? That one might be my fault. We didn't have a mighty banana till recently, because I also fought a Hinox off screen. But I didn't think you'd be too interested in that, because, you know, as I just saw then, they're really easy to kill. None of these are really particularly valuable to me. However, among other things, I'd like to fight a Lionel and go to the Purifier Spring, and also go to the place where the memory clearly is. Where did he go? I have no fear. I have no fear of a Lionel, you know? Still sounds weird to me. I have to remind myself that this is what people want me to call it by, okay? What do we have? Probably don't want that as a weapon. Don't know why I really used it for that fight, but let's use the Frost Spear. Or maybe the claim, Frost Spear. That's not the Frost Spear. This is the Frost Spear. Hello, my friend. Let me get this one out. We have Urbosa's Fury in abundance, which is kind of helpful for me. How much health do you have? Might be worth finding that out before we get too excited. Get this one out. Are we still cold? Doing okay for temperature. 3,000. Child's play, my friend. Incredible child's play. You're not gonna have a good time here. That was an interesting flurry with the spear. I feel like I haven't used that too often, but we almost did 1,000 hit points of damage in one go. Also, I have this shield thing, which is actually kind of amazing, especially because it gives me more confidence in my flurry rushes, really. Because it means that even if we screw it up, we have like defense like that. It's amazing. So we instantly don't have to worry so much about taking too much damage. Frost Spear is already going down, which is kind of excessive, really. He delayed that swing. I don't like that. Be consistent in your swings. There you go. Don't even need Urbosa's Fury right now. Oh, the Frost Spear's broken. We barely even used it. Okay. Should I, see, what's like the least valuable thing here? We should use the Ice Rod. We should use the Ice Rod just because we haven't used it before. Oh, yep, that apparently works somehow. I thought I was a little bit late on that Flurry Rush, but that's okay by me. Yeah, look at all this stuff we're doing. Oh, okay. I'm trying to do that. No, you get back here. You get back here, son. You do that. Okay, we got loads of time on this, so... Because it's not a Silver-Maned Lionel, which means time limit isn't really strict against us, because it doesn't really like us. I thought he did. Why did he put his weapon away? That's very strange. Don't know why he did that. Hi, you did it. No. I'll do one more. One more. I'll do it. No, one more. There we go. Apparently worked. The timing's a little bit. At least my interpretation of the timing is a little bit imprecise. Just see this as me trying to make it up for the fact that I didn't show me defeating the Silver-Maned Lionel, because that was quite a high-octane fight. He had kind of the same amount of health, but the didn't. I can't remember the name. The stasis didn't hold him in place for as long, so it was kind of an interesting kind of balancing act or something. I don't know. More of a balancing act than anything else. You get your bow out with ice arrows. Apparently, is that? You weren't even aiming for me. You weren't even aiming for me. You were aiming off to the side. There's a giant dragon overhead. God, I'm getting so distracted. But at least you know it kind of comes through here, which is important knowledge. Also, not doing that's kind of important knowledge. First time he's hit me, so I'll take that as some kind of decent accolade. But even so, might want to get some more hearty food. There's the dragon. It's what I wanted to see, you know? That's what I was here for. Not really, but I was hoping I might be able to find it just as part of being here. Yeah, we go. More flurry rushes. How do you beat Lionel's flurry rushes for days? Yeah. My frostblade's going down. We barely used it. I don't know. Oh, you fight one incredible enemy and you immediately lose all your weapons, you know? Anyway, that was kind of fun. The dragon's disappeared now. Okay. That's mildly irritating, but at the same time, ice arrows and all the goodies in the world. We got ice arrows in the compendium. We don't have a mighty Lionel sword. I like it. Not quite a savage Lionel or anything, because another savage Lionel bow. Should start using these things up, you know? That's the one which has like 39 times 3, which is kind of insane, really. More shields. What's the Lionel? That's not bad, you know? Got the space for it. If this is one which is 39 times 3 like that, then we might want to get rid of things. Like the standard one. Get the standard one out of here. Look at that. Okay. Wonderful work, everybody. We've done a lot in however long this episode has been, because my phone's just decided to say, no, it's just go to sleep. Busy things happening. 29 minutes. That's not bad. Anyway. Toasty Hylian Shroom. Was that because the dragon was overhead and it made everything slightly toasty? I'm not sure. Importantly, this gate is exactly where we want to be. And it's also, spicy pepper. Yeah, spicy peppers. Useful for cold resistance. I don't know. How does anything work? So these come in right. There's a, you know, you can't see them from a distance. Is my point. Anyway, memory time. Time to get a copyright notice on my video for putting cutscenes in it. Yeah! Oh, it's fine. I don't make... You know, these videos aren't particularly popular. That's okay. I enjoy playing this game. It's not a problem. I haven't even mentioned that I plan to put the Let's Plays on a new channel after this, have I? Maybe I'll mention that after this. In the meantime, we have cutscenes to watch of a recollection variety. We have to go to Hyrule Castle at some point, don't we?
Well, don't keep us in suspense. How'd everything go up there on the mountain?
Pretty bad.
So you didn't feel anything? No power at all?
I'm sorry, no.
Then let's move on. You've done all you could. Feeling sorry for yourself won't be of any help. After all, it's not like your last shot was up there on Mount Linnea. Anything could finally spark the power to seal Ganon away. We just have to keep looking for that thing.
That's kind of you. Thank you.
If I may, I thought you... Well, I'm not sure how to put this into words. I'm actually quite embarrassed to say it. But I was thinking about what I do when I'm healing. You know, what usually goes through my mind. It helps when I think about...
Oh, we fucked now, boys. Oh, we very fucked right now, boys.
This is it, then.
Are you sure?
Positive.
It's awake. Ganon.
Let's stop wasting time. We're gonna need everything we got to take that thing down. Now, champions, to your divine beasts, show that swirling swine who's boss. Link will need to meet Ganon head-on when we attack. This needs to be a unified assault. Little guy, you get to Hyrule Castle. You can count on us for support, but it's up to you to pound Ganon into oblivion.
Come, we should go. We need to get you someplace safe.
No. I'm not a child anymore. I may not be much use on the battlefield, but there must be something I can do to help.
I appreciate a cutscene that shows what was going on just before shit hit the fan. That was the cutscene where it actually physically showed shit hitting the fan quite spectacularly. If we go to here, so what's the one after this? That's the one where they fail. Is that right? Hang on. Can we come out of here? No, it's not. No, where are we? Yeah, that is the penultimate one. That's where they fail. So that's kind of interesting. We've nearly got all of them. This was the one which is at Hyrule Castle. I'm not so sure about this, and I'm kind of not that sure about that. Although I did see that Picango mentioned it might be roughly over here somewhere. We could get that now, but I don't really know exactly where that is. What I would much rather do, because I'm more confident, is kind of fill some of these side quests in, and I kind of want to rustle some sheep. With the amount of wildlife that is currently taking, not refuge, but currently living where I'm living, I would consider myself to be living the country life. And therefore, if anyone here is able to rustle sheep, not rustle sheep, that's the wrong word, rustle is the wrong word entirely, but herding sheep I can do. I can do the job of a dog, technically. Rustling, different thing. Rustling's more of a poaching kind of thing. So this is a side quest, by the way, we got ages ago. Like the first trip to Hateno Village, we talked to somebody a really long time ago, and they said, hey, could you maybe fix this beach? which has got a whole lot of enemies on it. I need to cough. Really would have been better off using that or coughing during the cutscene. But you know, sometimes you don't get things that you want in life. So we need to kill everybody here. I'm not sure if it's best. Oh, you just nicked the sheep. Like, actually, fuck you. Okay, so there is a measured approach to this, potentially. Being here is actually quite a good idea, because it means that we can get a whole load of Bokoblin spoils, which is going to be very valuable to us, because we need them for compendium stuff. Just get out of here. Yeah, I don't even need that. I don't even need that. Oh, you're really strong. I've heard of you. Okay, everything's happening at once. These are like silver Bokoblins who are really strong. Look at that, silver Bokoblins. These are like the silver-maned Lionels of the Bokoblin world. Let me switch to something which has a shield at the same time, because this could get awkward. You can see how much health he has and how problematic this could very easily become. So let's just think about that as a possibility for a second. I kind of want the spoils and potentially the weapons, or potentially put the weapons in the compendium. I don't know, one of them. I saw something which sort of sparkled as we haven't seen it before, but maybe not. Also get rid of the archers, because fuck you. Now we're maybe going to have an easier time, because there's not people shooting arrows at me from miles away. And also you need to go, because you're really large and kind of a problem. Look at the range, look at the attack power. Slight problem. He's a normal Bokoblin, but really strong. Okay, let's eat some things. Maybe just make some space. Eat some of this awesome roasted fish and stuff. And maybe this as well, I don't know. Maybe some speed. I did make a few elixirs, like 1 elixir, so doesn't really help attacking. So we'll keep it as this for now. Maybe sort of do this slowly, because you know, the simple fact is that if we were to look how quick he is. If you were to use the stasis on him, it's not going to last very long. Like, I'll even show you. Look. It goes off very quickly, so we want to get rid of everyone else while that's happening, because you can see this attack he has. It's a little bit stupid. Oh, it's gonna do a flurry rush. Maybe not. Don't want to be killed by a Bokoblin, okay? That would look bad on me. Look really bad on me. We currently don't have any Daruk's protection. So, God, these are actually quite tricky. That's fine. Freeze the man. There we go. Freeze that man. Shoot him in the head. We've got loads of ice arrows, so we might as well start using them. Get some kind of advantage out of this. Yeah. Shoot you in every place you don't want to be shot. One more shot on this guy. Then we can do a one-on-one confrontation with this guy. Yeah. Enhance Lizalspik. Get it out of here. I don't want it. Maybe not. Maybe we can hit that guy and do it for mad damage or something. I don't know. Let's try that. Mad damage! Yeah! Fucking mad damage! How does the mad damage feel? You tell me how the mad damage feels. And I'll let you know how I feel about it, which is pretty good. Don't you throw rocks at me. Don't you stab me while I maybe have Mipha's Grace up, but even so, I maybe don't want you to do that. We haven't got any... We need some health items. I realize that now, but... it's a little bit late to realize that. Let's eat some dubious food for that 1 health. Yeah, okay. Mipha's Grace is up. I was just concerned about that, because I didn't really check. I didn't really have the time to check. Anyway, that was quite a difficult fight for what it was. Damn, son. Silver Bokoblins. Learn to respect them, otherwise you might die. And it might hurt. Faultless out. You know what? We need weapons. Thank you. Okay. Bokoblin guts are really good. I mean, they're not really, but for upgrading equipment, which I kind of would like to do at the end of this episode, it's a good idea. And some meats. Yeah. I remember when seared steak was like the best thing we'd ever seen in terms of meat. I am pleased that it's not anymore, because, you know, how would we get by in this game if the best thing we could eat only gave us a heart and a half, okay? Anything over there? Potentially. Have we taken a picture of a sheep yet? This is valuable knowledge, or not valuable knowledge, but a Highland sheep! Look at that graceful animal. Oh yeah. Ones I have are not Highland sheep, but they are awesome sheep. They are adorable sheep, and they are very noisy sheep. I'm not sure if you can hear them in the background, but they're currently being fed, not by me. That'll be weird. So, well, I forgot I had stealth up because I just ate everything. Kind of in a blind panic. I'm going to cook some things, then we're going to go back to a fairy fountain, I think. I may have been getting slightly ahead of myself. Instead of doing that, instead of doing what I was just about to say, we're going to get a quest from this lady. Good day! You're a traveler, aren't you? You've got quite a strange voice. Then listen up. What is your problem, strange lady with weird voice? You see those 3 trees up top of that snowy mountain there? I do. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Thanks for the zoom game, because otherwise I'd be... Oh, I found a small letter stuck between the pages of this old book at my house. It said, when the 3 summit trees become one, turn your back to them and head towards the sea. A trial encased in stone awaits you there. I don't know what that means, but maybe it means we have to head to Aphromesia Coast. That's a fun name. Which is just east of those 3 trees on that mountain. For the trial encased in stone bit, I wonder if you get some kind of treasure for doing that. But I have a child. I can't just go off on a journey across the mountains. But you can do that, right? You'd be great at that. Go on, head out there and bring us back that treasure. I'm not bringing it back for you if that's what you're asking me to do. Secret of Deceit is kind of interesting. Don't want to get distracted, so I don't really want to go past anybody else who might have a quest for me, but I can't cook on something that doesn't have a way of cooking on it, effectively. So what we'll do is we'll cash in this side quest. I'll cook something off screen, maybe after the episode's ended, and I would like to end the episode off by upgrading some more equipment and maybe showing some cutscenes, which I may have skipped over last time. I don't know. Was this the fast way back? Do I'm just gonna wander near people, thinking they might be able to give me a side quest? I don't know. We got some sheep back. I expect something pretty fancy, especially because we nearly died for it, you know? You know, sheep are valuable, but I wouldn't say that valuable. We can always buy more. The sheep have calmed down. I think they get that. I get that they're not about to be snatched at any moment. Hey, sorry if I'm off the mark in asking this, but are you the one who took care of those monsters? I could just say goodbye. Goodbye. That wasn't me. No. I had a feeling. The response is just goodbye. I may find that funny in the first episode. It's still funny, like 46 episodes later. When the sheep all calmed down, I thought, maybe he did it. So it seems I owe you some thanks. I took my time. This isn't much of a reward, but hey, it's light. That counts for something. Fresh milk times 10. It's kind of shit, but you can use it in ingredients. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure what I'll do with that. And if you want, you can talk to me anytime. Or not. Oh, they got the hots for Link. I mean, I can't blame them. Anyway, so now I'll go back to a fairy fountain. Hey, this is kind of interesting. Even though we're in the desert and I have snow equipment on, being near the fairy fountain, it is not hot enough for me to need that kind of clothing. Anyway, it's this crazy lady again. I'm gonna see why does she keep coughing? What's wrong? Water. I inhaled a lot of water. It's the water. Why does nobody else have that problem? Anyway, greatly enhance the clothing indeed. So we can do this based on red chew jelly and warmth of Fleener. We can do sunshroom. Okay, that was an extra thing we don't have. I want to do this because I have okay, Lionel horns are the next thing we need. I'm going to upgrade many things. Actually, I don't know why I cut away there. I'd like you to see this, which is I haven't seen it. It's the 3rd stage cutscene. What is she doing? Oh no. Oh, Link, no. Oh, beautiful. I love it. That's fine. Anyway, that is the 3rd stage cutscene, which means we can now have Stage 3 armor for the Hylian set, because we have enough for the other thing. The Shard of Farish's Horn. Gonna be a bastard. We did have enough, but we used all the Pokemon guts. That's kind of annoying. So even though I've killed quite a few Lionels, I do not have enough horns to upgrade all of these. I have loads of hooves, but I don't really have, you know, the thing I need to do all of them, which is a little bit of a slight annoyance, but I think I read somewhere that some area, I think maybe one of the labyrinths is protected by lots of Lionels, so it might be worth it just in my own time to really go there and farm lots of Lionels and get some awesome armor. They said about set bonuses. What happens if I do this and this one? Do I get a set bonus? No, but they're all increased by nearly 3 levels, at least 2 levels. I look amazing, and it's probably the set which gives us the most armor, but maybe we have to get more Pokemon guts for it to be really, really awesome. But this has been Rabbidluigi. This has been Let's Play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, or something like that. I kind of burped halfway through that, so maybe that was correct. In the next episode, I'm going to sort of wander around a little bit. I was surprised how much we got done this episode, because I came into this episode without a plan, a concrete plan, but I guess if we kind of when we don't have a focus, we can afford to go from one area to the next and just look for things to do and find little holes. A couple of things I'd like to do next episode. These memories, I'd like to chase this one up. I might go back to Picango, wherever he was, and try and get some information on that. This one is in Hyrule Castle, and I don't really remember anything about that. I've never seen that statue before, so that could be a problem. There's also, and this isn't necessarily a priority, this island in the corner has some weird things going on in it. I'd quite like to do that. I roughly know the challenge which is involved with that. Maybe you do as well. Maybe we're going to find out together. I don't know. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.